Bro,
Someone premature evacuated.
Oh, man.
Damn.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bgst. Well, we all got that secret sauce tonight, so let's spread it around to everybody.
Nice, Kay.
Sony was sipping the secret sauce, and then Mark's on it. You know, but anyway, so talk about it. I've seen Crap did a great video about it. You know, you guys can talk about the loop a little bit. Fill me in. What the hell's going on? Is it 8.2 teraflops?
8.4.
I'm sorry,
get it right.
8.4. Talk to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, Mark Cerny, as you know, he's kind of weird. So basically, Mark Cerny did this thing where he did this interview and was talking about something that this indie developer did, which was cut down the computes from 32-bit to 16-bit. And then he's like, well, basically it doubles the T-flop. So now it's 8.4 or whatever. So the Sony fanboys ran with this, despite the fact that them not caring about power anymore after Scorpio was announced, right? So, but they're willing to believe anything at this point. They need it. You know, they got to have it. You know, this 8.4, man, it's got to be legit. But the only problem is the base core of the PS4 Pro is 4.2. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And Scorpio is 6. And if developers who have been able to do this for well over a decade wanted to do that on Scorpio, then it would be over 12 teraflops. So any way you look at it, the PS4 Pro just is not going to win this battle. No. You know what I mean? I realize that the Sony fanboys really want that, but it's just that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Just look. The best thing Sony fanboys can do is just go with the flow because the media is changing the narrative for them anyway.
That's right.
They're all like, hey, this checkerboarding looks 99% just as good as the native 4K. I shit you not. So just go with it. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you a question. I mean, let's be here. You know, with the actors that we do here behind our characters. It sounds like to me they're literally got their secret sauce. I remember us doing videos, but Microsoft got the child resources and it's 32 gigabytes of. And just listen, no matter how great software it would never be better than actual hardware. I mean, like, come on. At the end of the day, like we just went through 3 years of us stretching it. like I'm being honest now. Like, come on, we was.
I hope we didn't sound that bad because
yes, we was talking about child resources, API.
Look, here's the thing, though, right? Like that, it's all legit stuff. But
it is.
Yeah, it is. Like, you know, certain like Rise, Son of Rome used it, and it looks great. Yes. You know, some indie dev decided to do this for Mantis Burn Racing, but AAA games can't do this. You know what I mean? So, and realistically, nobody's really going to do that. But actually, DirectX 12 is actually built to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's that whole thing. It's like this. There's no Sony fans, and Sony isn't going to win this battle by going around and saying 4K, 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 4K. People aren't just going to be stupid enough to believe that. Like I thought that maybe they would.
I know. Some of these jokers out on the ledge. Some of these jokers on the ledge.
I looked at the Eurogamer article, right? Yes. And I looked in the comment section, and those are all ponies, and they're like, you know, I'm a PlayStation guy, but them constantly saying that this is a 4K gaming console is very misleading. And these are like ponies, and they got like 100 upvotes on this. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that people are starting to, I don't know, wing themselves off the Kool-Aid a bit. You know what I mean? Like, so what Sony's doing is just trying to get that in people's minds. Like 4K, 8.4, that's more than 6. 4K, you know what I mean? That's what they're trying to do. When the fact of the matter is, they're underprepared for what Microsoft is coming out with next year.
What about this though? If for those, because I've seen a few channels pushing that line hard about is really 8.2 teraflops is going to destroy the Scorpio. We're talking about technology in the console that's coming out a year later, right? But I'm saying again, I'm not going to say any names. I've seen channels pushing this line, but you got to say to yourself, if your console is 8.4 teraflops, right? But you can't run a year or 2-year-old game Tomb Raider at 1080p 60 frames a second. Like there's something wrong. Like they really should stop because they really gonna sound like us with the cloud, and we're gonna have a ball. Hey, crap, we're gonna listen.
Hey, I'm already having a ball, man.
No, but listen, just wait till those digital foundries, them side by side.
No, you don't understand. Z Digital Foundries is gonna find exactly where those 8.4 T-flops are hiding. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They're gonna work that magic.
Here's a special indie that was put out by Mark Cerny himself. and he actually squeezed out 8.5 T-flops. Listen, here's the problem I got with all this. Let's forget if it's real, it's not real. Here's what it really is. It's not real. It's something you can do, but they won't do. It's the same thing I always say. You can put your house for $1 million, but if the market doesn't warrant it, it doesn't exist. So yes, the PS4 Pro can.
It does just a little mo.
PS4 does a little mo. But listen, K-Mega hates that. Throw that out there.
Send that shit to Hades.
He said send it to Hades. Listen, but here's my problem with the whole thing, and I want to kind of make this point clear. I made it clear this morning. I'm going to say it again, Z. This is important for everyone to hear. When Phil Spencer when it was brought up to him that Rod Ferguson first said the Xbox One S was going to have more juice in it than the original Xbox One Fat, Phil Spencer took 12 to 24 hours to hit the airwaves and tell everybody that's not true. He debunked it because he didn't want to start all this nonsense. This is where Sony is, and I use the word scum of the earth, and people go, that's harsh. I go, well, scum was a harsh word in the 1970s. It's lightened up since, right? If somebody calls you scum just walking through the mall, you just look at him like, why'd you even use that word as you walk by with a weird look on your face? But my point is this. They are the dirtballs in the gaming community because now Mark Cerny takes the stage and he reinforces this point. And he doesn't come out and say, no, it's 4.2 T-flops, but you can do this if you do this, but we're not going to. No, he does this whole interview talking about it, breaking down the mathematics like he's Mr. Science, doing everything he can to explain it to people. When you're never going to do this, no company's ever going to do this. This was an indie game that did this. Okay, an overhead indie game looking RC Pro-Am. I think I'll get shout out K-Mega said it yesterday on the next podcast.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It really is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But my point here is he's starting a war. He's starting a war.
Maybe again, what it all boils down to, and even with this, just being fair, comparing it to the tower resources and all the things they can do with the ESRAM with the Xbox One. You know what I mean? Exclusives will take advantage of that or whatever they can do. But when it comes down to multiplats, they're not going to go above and beyond. You understand what I'm saying? To just other extra stuff, like they're not gonna do it. Maybe Sony exclusives will, but again,
the AAAs can't. I mean, there's no
whatever the case may be. Really, but they're not going to have the better version of the multiplats. You know what I mean? That's a fact.
This is the big thing for me is that Mark Cerny was talking at us at the Pro announcement, right? Why he talking about the HDR and it was on the vanilla PlayStation, all that junk. Why he wasn't talking to us about the secret sauce then? They're king. Right. Sony is the king of marketing, right? Why is it that they don't have developers or people to back their claims like Project Scorpio when they had developers from all over talking about how special that this console is? And lastly, what's really tripping me out is that, if you can push 8.4 teraflops, that makes you the most powerful console ever made. Why are you not stating that claim?
Yeah, that's a hell of a point. Why wouldn't you bring that up on the New York, the biggest show floor in the world, New York City, when they had their show? They didn't mention that at all. This is what I'm saying. They're feeding the console war. This is the same thing the Titanfall producer did. It's the same thing that Respawn did when they tweeted out. It's not about what I say or what people say. It doesn't matter what we say. We're just YouTubers doing this for the fun of it. I'm wondering where the media is. Where's the gaming media? No one's got a microphone up to Cerny being like, well, excuse me, Mr. Cerny, but just a week ago, you on DualShocker said it was 4.2 T-flops. Now you broke out this magic marker in this dry erase board, and you just explained 8.4. So which are we going to see for the next 15 to 20 games? Yeah, exactly. Do some journalism, IGN. Stop just having Ryan McCaffrey and Dustin fucking Gregarious sitting around fucking shaking each other's hands and fucking talking about how they're cutting cable. Nobody gives a shit what you're doing in your personal life. Grab a mic, do some reporting. Why are we asking these questions? See, here's the other problem. So he sits down with DualShockers and says 4.2. Then he says 8.4 Eurogamer, or whichever the two were. Mix them up, whatever, mix and match. My point being is that which is it? Why isn't anybody asking? Yeah, Phil Spencer gets up at E3, talks about 4K TVs, and they're talking to him like he's a Best Buy fucking employee. Excuse me, Phil, how many fucking gigawatts of power do I need to actually put this fucker together? I mean, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying, man? Why is it that Microsoft is under they're under the microscope for everything they say, but then Sony comes out with a very conflicting, this is very conflicting. Which is it, Cerny? 4.2 that you're saying is out there, which crap's got the development kit, all this other shit, all the documentation, which all was true, by the way, it was all true. We've got tons of these shows that do breakdowns. I believe even Digital Foundries has said, we broke it down, it's 4.2. But is it 8.4 or not? You're very confusing. But again, no Kotaku, no Polygon. Jeff Keighley's nowhere to be found to ask these questions.
Here's the main thing is this, too, is the Xbox One current, you could do the same thing with that, but you don't see them going, well, it's 2.6, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. The whole thing is just... It's absolutely ridiculous. And just
no, I think K Mega said it right. It's sickening because, to be honest with you, that's why we're doing what we do. We're trying, and you get the haters coming in the chat, and it's not like you Xbox, blah blah blah. It's not about Xbox and blah blah blah. These are your own. If you're a Sony dude, these are your people talking like that.
Yeah.
Why don't you smack them straight and ask them which one am I getting? I'm gonna go plunk down $400 in a couple months, right? Or a couple weeks now. Which am I getting, Cerny, when I go home? The 4.2 you said on Wednesday, or the 8.4 you said on Friday?
Right, and that's the problem. I mean, that's what we're asking. I mean, okay, if it's true, then prove it to us. Don't just tell us about it and then say, well, if you don't use Netflix, then you get a gigabyte of extra power. I mean, show us this, not with an indie game. Show us with actual, like, okay, let's see NBA 2K pushed at its limits, like, the way that he's talking 8.4 whatever pterodactyl, whatever the hell that shit's called. Let's see it. That's what you're all about, is showing us about power. You started this with the resolution baby garbage from the beginning of this generation. Now prove it to us. And if you don't prove us anything, then obviously that you're lying. That's exactly what the PlayStation people come after us about. So prove it to us. Show us.
K Mega, speaking of lying and coming out, Omiziago in the chat, let's break down his last comment. Scorpio, no exclusives, multi-plat only box. Hey, Omiziago, sounds like a PS4. Hold on, then he goes on to say, when I can get them on PC with better settings and free Xbox Live. Omiziago, you don't even have any consoles, let alone a rig. This dude is crazy.
Come on, Mooch, man. Come on,
we can start a Kickstarter for that kid. We'd be like, hey, let's get this pony. How can
Sony
a PS4?
How can Sony fanboys say this is going to be a multi-plat only box when they're actually promoting a PS4, which is the third Christmas with no first-party games again?
Absolutely.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, no, they got games, but they're not console sellers. Nobody's going to buy the Last of Us. I mean, I'm sorry, the last. What is that thing called? With
Blood Dragon, Dragon something.
Yeah,
The Last Guardian.
Dragon Building. Yeah,
Neo. You got the Yakuza game.
No, Neo's next year.
They don't have any. That got delayed.
Yeah.
Oh well, shit. They really don't have shit, because that's the only game that really had my interest was Neo. Now you got King of the Fighters, which that's not a console seller. You got the VR. That shit is not selling. That's the problem. I mean, you got all of these consoles. I mean, you got two consoles and you got a peripheral. All of them are expensive except the Slim, but nobody. That's belly up, right? So you're gonna tell me you want people to buy a PlayStation VR for $400 or up to $600. Then you want people to buy the Pro. Look, I know the PlayStation guys, the diehards, they will sell their ass for anything, but they're not going to come off of $900 for all of these things all at once. Even if you do trade in your vanilla PS4, you still got to come off of multiple $100s just to get these things, and it's just not happening. They should have waited. That was the problem.
You know what? But how's that? Again, like Sony promised that HDR on HDMI 1.5. How's that working out for them? You know what I mean? So I get it. I'm not saying no business, no company is squeaky clean. But Sony, those motherfuckers, they can spin in, man. You know what I mean? Do they have any HDR games on their console right now?
No.
They don't have real HDMI
They don't have HDR. They have an HDR menu screen if you hit the start button.
What about any games? Like anything that's
no.
See, they don't have any games.
Man, Jesus.
Like flat out. I mean, I know I'm saying that, and people just like, oh, here we go. I'm not saying here we go. I'm saying there it goes. There is nothing there. They got nothing to play. Listen, he said Last Guardian went gold. Last Guardian went gold. Like the people who produced that game's parents don't give a shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody. Imagine that. Somebody was like, Mom, Dad, look, we went gold. You said that shit 10 years ago, son. Get out and take the garbage. Get out of here. Listen, I got news for you. My point being is that like you've got all these people, like the 2 or 3 asshats that are in the chat right now they're just trolling. So I'm not even gonna give them any attention. They're like, Xbots are happy with Gears and Forza and Halo for Christmas. Meanwhile, this guy's fucking watching us play on Twitch. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I mean, these guys are fucking out of their minds. The point of the matter is that what we should stress when we do all our shows this week is let people know. And I know a lot of Xbox executives say they don't listen to our shows, but they do. Or people that we know listen to our shows that tell them what we're saying. This is what I'm saying, and I said it a long time ago. The console wars are not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They've been here since... Right, we were like 2 or 3 years old, everyone on this panel, when all that shit started. My point being is that it's not going anywhere. But the executives and the employees, they kind of play a role. Like they all do. Sony does, Microsoft does it too. Like Microsoft, like 2 weeks ago, shit, I was lighting a match and stomping my feet, but greatest console in America, fucking waving the red, white, and blue. Like that pisses the Sony fans off. Then you got Mark Cerny. Mark Cerny, he pulled, like I said, of course I'm going to kick your couch. He's like 4.2 teraflops? No, it's 8.4 teraflops. Get the fuck out of here. It's whatever number you guys want to make up.
I don't think, to be fair, I don't think that they expected that to be run with the way it was, right? Like you won't see, I highly doubt you'll see GameSpot or IGN say 8.4, right? It was like this little blurb in Eurogamer, and Eurogamer in that article even listed the thing is 4.2. You know what I mean? It's like they're trying to upsell the game, the console for sure, right? But you're still not going to see them doing the daily. Yeah, they're not going to go 8.4.
Tomb Raider. Wow. Actually, Call of Duty runs better on this standard PS4 than it does the Pro. Like,
wow.
That's because the PS4 Pro just does a little more.
See, the piss water. That's exactly what it is. It's just piss water. It's disgusting. It's a gimmick ass system. They should have waited. I was saying, this right here is only to get the fan base excited again, because I'm hearing that the pre-orders for the PlayStation Pro is not going too well. So they're trying to make up something to get people back up and not talk about the Scorpio as much. But what he fails to realize, and crap, I think you said that in your video, is that, okay, let's just say that it is 8.4 teraflops. Well, what do you think the Scorpio is going to do in a year's time from now? Then you're talking about the Scorpio right now could be up to 12 teraflops. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It makes no damn sense whatsoever.
I think it was the Sony patented this technology, and they're the only one can use it. That's what blew my mind. Like they patent this technology with AMD, and they the only way they can use it. So, and theoretically, there's no way possible that the Scorpio can be more powerful than the quote unquote the PS4 Pro, because Sony got this tech on lock, and they can squeeze out 8.4 teraflops, which in itself is like crazy as hell. Like
next gen, let me just prove this. Okay, Gears of War 4 and Battlefield 1 so far, I've seen, and I guess Forza Horizon 3 has this DirectX 12 involved in it. I see it. We see it. That the graphics just on the standard Xbox or the Xbox One S is amazing. I don't have my 4K television. I'll have it at the end of the month. Yay. But for what I see right now, the picture just pops out. The things that you can do with that is absolutely amazing. So with DirectX 12, when that was our secret sauce, now everybody was saying, no, that's not capable. So everybody has to believe what Sony is saying. That's a contradiction. You can't say that what Sony has is some secret sauce, it works, and what Xbox has, it doesn't work. Well, we're already seeing it now.
You know what? But that's what I was just saying. It comes earlier. We were talking about this. Quote this again. Forget for entertainment in this console war. I remember me again talking about Tau resources and Microsoft did this tech demo with all the planets and like, come on, man, it is what it is. I'm just saying they're going to end up making themselves look crazy at the end of the day. Like, stop. Just each Sony started this console, this resolution war. They lost. Okay,
it's over. It's over from here on out.
More, you guys can't win it anymore. Stop it. Stop with the power. Your console. You don't have. At least talk about the games. What games you think is coming. But not this whole 8.2 shit. You make yourself sound
8.4.
I'm sorry, 8.4.
Hey, let me just say this: if that thing was truly 8.4, every damn game would be 4K, not the two last gen remasters. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, a sports game is not hard to get in, and sports and races are not hard to get 4K, 1080p 60 or 4K 60 because you don't have much going on there. But when anything like a Tomb Raider or a Mass Effect or Horizon Zero Dawn, Sony can. If the console was 8.2 to 4, the Horizon Zero Dawn is 1080p 30, upscaled to 4K 30. You know what I mean? Confirmed by Sony. Like that shit's like you bugging. Like come on, man. And we're talking about a console here. 8.4 that's more powerful than a 980. Like, they bugging.
He just flat out lied, and if he doesn't come out and apologize soon, he's gonna doom Sony. This is what Sony was trying to bring up this whole time, is about power. We have this, we have that. The Scorpio #killer Phil said we're not having this, brought out the Scorpio, presented it, and now it shook their ass,
not
and
just
they
that,
have nothing to do. They have nothing else to do.
K-Mega, good point there. Phil took the stage at E3, okay? And when he took that stage, he said, we have the most powerful console. Do you know why he said that? Because he knew what the Pro was going to put out. He wasn't going to come out and say 6 if there was 8 coming out in about 3 months. Like, he knows what's going on. Yeah. So there's no way. And what Cerny owes is not an apology. He owns – same thing Phil did. He needs to come out and make a corrective statement. Because, I mean, if he made a mistake, he made a mistake. Or he needs to better explain what he meant. Because 8.4 is not what the customer's getting. By no means. No,
and that's the thing that I'm talking about. He needs to come out clean, or it's going to look really bad, because it doesn't matter what the Pro can do. Xbox has plenty of time to adjust to make it still the most powerful console ever made.
Hey, what's the name of that movie? Yeah,
which one?
Somebody might. Jesus, what the hell's going on? Oh, Sony got him. Something happened.
No, I'm here. That was Tim.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I
thought somebody was getting their ass whooped for a second.
Hey, listen, that reminds me, they should do like, what's that movie name when they had my man Dennis Hopper in the chair? Is it safe? And he was in it working on his teeth. Is it safe? They need to do Mark Cerny like this. Is it 8.4 teraflops?
Is it safe?
Is it safe? Yeah, it's safe. Is it safe?
All I knew was that I'm hearing Crap being a little quiet. I thought he was in there breaking the pony's leg right fast. I didn't know what the hell was
snapping it with 2 hands.
Yeah, breaking their ass off.
I just think that this whole thing's funny. Like, to me, it's humorous, because you see how quick they flip flop, right? Like us, for me, like the whole time I've always been like, it's about the games. I said I can't tell a damn difference between 900 or 1080p anyway. Like, and
nobody can.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody can. And I stuck by that. But the Sony fans were all like, and the media was all like, well, there's a big difference because 1080p is a real thing and it makes you a better gamer. And you know what I mean? And now they're like, well, at normal distance, I can't tell the difference between checkerboarding 4K and native 4K.
It's identical.
Yeah, it's identical. So yeah,
okay.
you got like multiple media outlets saying that now. So the narrative, and like nobody can see it. Like, I would love to just say, like, look, Omazio, you're in the chat box. Don't you find it funny as a PlayStation fucking fanboy that the media and all these people and the fanboys all said there's a huge difference, and you can definitely tell between 900p and 1080p, but now they're saying that there's no difference between upscale 4K and native 4K? Nobody, you guys don't see that?
I want to ask you, because I'm on the phone. Ask Amazing, how the fuck you say his name. Does he believe that the PlayStation 4 is 8.4?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. He's been here defending it, and they're saying how it can be achieved.
Stupid. Has no idea. Listen, Microsoft's not going to even respond because the whole thing is ludicrous. Okay?
You're low as hell, Tim.
Yeah, I'm gonna
turn him up. I'm gonna turn him up.
Turn me up.
Yeah, so we get
turn my headphones up.
Like Tim said, get it lit. Let me get Tim lit right quick. Hold on.
Is this better?
Yeah, hold on. I got you. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, no, Microsoft's not going to even respond because this is just so stupid and ludicrous.
Microsoft responded, Tim.
Well, they had the ad, but
yeah. Hold on, this is the Microsoft response. Holiday 2017, the most powerful console ever, with 6 teraflops of graphical processing power, the first and only to enable true 4K gaming and high-fidelity VR. There you go. 6 teraflops of power.
This is on a page, on the Xbox page?
Yes.
Yes.
It says true 4K gaming.
Yeah, the multi-plats and everything's going to run better on Xbox. It's going to have more RAM. It's going to have more bandwidth. It's going to have more teraflops. Most engines, if not all engines right now, are ran in 32 floating point, I guess they call it, or the FP. The 16 is... what Cerny was basically doing there was kind of misleading. You know, when you have morons like Omega, you know, believing that it's 8.4, you know, they did their job. They misled and they fooled some moron that's incapable of understanding this stuff. And now he's going to say they have the more powerful console. But the fact is that even the media, nobody's going to go with that 8.4 number. That's just you know, it basically is splitting to 60 points, 16-bit floating, whatever. Yeah. I can't even say it. You know, and you lose a lot of quality when you do that, supposedly too. Like I had asked internally to a couple of people, and they said it's, you know, it's basically none of the engines are like that. Like Battlefield's 32. Sony's just basically playing a little game there, in my opinion.
It was an indie dev. It's Mantis Racing.
This is
right. Well, Cerny but say it brings a bunch of possibilities or something.
Yeah, but I mean, look, that's the same. He's feeding into the fanaticism is what he's doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not very smart, but I guess like when you spent the whole generation building up power, real upscale is bad. You got to do what you can. So you got to plant these little seeds of doubt. So I don't look at NeoGAF a lot, but Tim, I mean, are they buying this 8.4 stuff?
No, most people are pretty much they're not banning people like they would Xbox. Like if this was Xbox doing this, this would be NeoGAF wouldn't even entertain it, and you would be banned and all types of stuff. But for the most part, yeah, people are saying that it doesn't.
But you know what sense. Though, Tim? Again, you just joined. Like I was just telling those guys, they have their Mr. X. They have their secret sauce now. You know, remember, the dual double stack GPU and all that.
But Z, here's the thing: the media never said that the Xbox had secret sauce. Now we've seen Eurogamer multiple times flat out say that the PS4 has secret sauce. Like, we're crazy, right? We were totally insane.
We were the crazy Xbox, but now these guys, they're on to something. This is legit. This is news. This is real news. Listen, it's so one-sided.
Oh, and by the way, do not ever associate the word mega after when Omega says something stupid as hell. Just call him O. You know what I'm saying? When he does some stupid shit, that's my boy. We be clowning, but hey, man, you fucked up right there. You just O right now. Don't put mega associated with that. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy Omega. What you want? Omega, go my word. I'm gonna get him a Pro for Christmas.
Maybe one will fall off a truck.
Yeah, I'll get him a Pro for Christmas.
He's really hoping for Santa Claus, but the bottom line is that it's not going to be more powerful than the Scorpio. It's so stupid we're even entertaining it. The fact that this is even being talked about just goes to show you that there's no fact checking on Sony's side. You know, they could say they have HDR. But there's things that say it's not possible. They could say
they got the HDR graphic. That's a hell of an HDR menu screen they got going on.
Yeah, I mean, like they can get away with that stuff, and they can get away with borderline statements like this. Now, listen, it's possible that they could do it, but it's just not. It's not going to happen. Right. None of these engines are built for it. Nobody's doing it. It requires extra work. And even if you do it, you're gonna get a game that looks like fucking that stupid racer, that Mantis, whatever racer that is.
But maybe, like I said, their exclusives may use, but when it comes down again to the multi-plat,
but once you use 16-bit, it lowers the quality. Image quality takes a huge hit. So it's like, it's just stupid talk. The whole thing was, for us to even have to do this is kind of stupid, because it should have been shut down by Eurogamer, by the media right away. I mean, you had a couple of articles that went with it and said 8.4, and that's just misleading. And people who don't know, basically just don't have any idea. They're just being taken for a ride, because when the Scorpio comes out and multiple multi-plats come down, Xbox is going to win. It's going to run at a higher resolution.
But Tim, here's the thing. Will they win all the ones that they should? Because if you look at Battlefield 1, Digital Foundry did a comparison between Xbox One and PS4, and they go, we recommend the PS4 version because it holds a slightly higher resolution, even though they're both dynamic resolution.
Right.
They're like, it holds a slightly higher dynamic resolution during certain times, even though it was clearly that the Xbox One version had the better frame rate the entire game. You know what I mean? Had the better frame rate. So, I mean, and they do that a lot. Like, if you look at stuff, they'll go, like BioShock Collection, right? BioShock Collection had a lot of frame rate issues on the PS4 version. Both of them were 1080p, but the frame rate was much better on Xbox One. So they go, the Xbox One version was better frame rate, but they said, it just comes down to your preference of console. It's good on both, right? So that's what they say. So are we gonna? I wonder if we're gonna see, like, they're gonna go, hey, Call of Duty Vietnam is native 4K on Xbox Scorpio, and it's checkerboard 4K on PS4 Pro. So really, it just comes down to whichever console you prefer.
I think that everything is going to change once the perception from the public will actually see everything, because that's what it's all about. People got to see it for themselves to understand if it's going to actually work for them or not. And all of those so-called media experts are going to start switching over. If you remember, at the beginning of this year, there was a lot of YouTubers and other content creators that was starting to slowly switch their tone and start talking more positive about the Xbox One. Maybe they had inside tips or whatever, but it was kind of amazing to me. Like, whoa, they're saying something kind of positive, and then it seemed like when No Man's Sky came out, it seemed like it kind of reverted. But now it seems like it's going back. Trust me.
You know what it is, Omega? Not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's that narrative of the Xbox being the inferior product. You know what I mean? They can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? That's what I was telling you guys back then, that Microsoft had to come out and show the Scorpio, whether it comes out or not, to hey, listen, we're working, this is what we got, and seal the deal. Like, if Microsoft is going to have this event in October or whatever the hell, I don't care if they come out there and pull a Sony show of Magic. What's that Wonder Book? Show people, hey, give us that Shanghai Heights, get that running in 4K 60 all dolled up. You know how they do it, the vertical splice. This is games running on Scorpio coming 2017, right before the PS4 Pro launches. That's how you do it. You know what I mean? And that's what Sony was doing. All this striking while the iron was hot. And while Microsoft has this momentum going, they have to stop. Don't be the humble giant, the humble beast. I don't see them being humble at all.
No,
I'm just saying.
They're like best selling.
No, what I mean by this, they're not peacocking like Sony was. They're out there tweeting. They need to start tweeting the difference between checkerboard and native 4K.
I think they will.
Well, that's what this is. I mean, they're saying true 4K gaming and high fidelity. I mean, look, they're going to come out next year, and they might say, and I was talking to Mooch about this earlier, they might say Oculus ready and Vive ready, and we've got our own Microsoft Xbox VR. Like, they're not. Microsoft is all about not having the boundaries, and they work so close with PC anyway. So why not just have this thing work with Oculus and Vive? That's going to shit all over Play School VR all day, and it's going, and it's basically it's basically the same amount of price. Oculus, I think, is what, $600, and so is Play School VR if you get all the dildos and stuff. You know what I mean?
So next year they'll probably be about 500.
Yeah. So if you had your choice to get, and you don't need to spend $1,500 on a PC because Scorpio is a closed box and it's going to play high fidelity VR, real VR, not that bullshit. You know, that Sony's talking about, where this running off of 2010 tech with the light where it picks up the moves. I mean, those came out in 2010, people. They're using existing tech, and they're really ripping people off by charging as much as they are for that stuff. You know what I mean? So wait 11 months, pick up, you know what I mean, an Xbox Scorpio, going to next generation with 4K native and high fidelity VR, if that's your thing. And you know what I mean? Take all your games, take your Xbox Elite controller. Hey, they got the best controller. You know, they got the best online. Yeah,
best online. They got most power now.
Oh, damn, Jesus. They firing all cylinders. Best power.
I guarantee you, every month, I believe that Microsoft is going to throw more shade at PlayStation. And then don't forget Nintendo, guys. Nintendo is going to throw shade at PlayStation because they're worried about that Japanese market out there. They want that market to be locked down. So it is going to come from them from all sides. They're not going to. Sony is in real big trouble if they don't move that Pro at a substantial rate by the end of this year.
Well, you saw they're predicting to have 60 million PS4 sold by April of next year. 60 million, yes. Wow. They predicted 2-point-something million.
That's their forecast, right?
Well, yeah. They predicted over 2 million PSVR this year. Yeah.
I mean, do we have any numbers yet? Is it selling?
50,000 in the first week in Japan.
Oh, well, I guess that's huge for them. They don't really buy too much stuff.
But when you look at that, was probably going to be one of their biggest audiences, probably bigger than the U.S. audience.
Yeah, they got those sex games and stuff like that. Come out
like that. That's what those people are into. They're into like that weird like
that tinky winky.
Yeah,
that's what they like.
I do think that K Mega brought it up. Basically, the scene is believing. So you know, right now there's a lot of talk, and these consoles are both not out. So, but when they are out, I think it's going to be really evident which is the more powerful console, which is doing native 4K,
right,
and which looks better, plays better, is faster. I mean, like I said, more bandwidth. It's going to have more RAM. So it's going to be 12 to 8. It's going to be 320 to 218, and it's going to be 6 plus to 4.2. Wow. And that's the bottom line, and it's going to perform that way. So
come on, everybody! Hey, I'm sorry, Tim. I was just gonna say, come on, everybody! Show the crew some love and hit that like button, man.
Yeah. Let's eBay a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Just hit the decline button.
Said fuck it.
Oh, man.
Well, you know, this. I want to bring this up again because it's coming up on Twitter and it needs to be addressed. Here's the problem: instead of wondering why we have an issue
in the background,
instead of wondering why.
Silly ass Maya. Hold on, let me straighten my ass up. Okay, go.
Instead of wondering why we have an issue with what Cerny's talking about, my point is, why did Cerny bring it up? Like, why do that to the audience? Why do that to the consumer?
Well, look,
because they're underpowered compared to
he might
there
not.
It is, Tim. That's it.
Yeah, he might not.
I say it's desperation.
He's doing kind of what Microsoft did. Remember when they kept putting their foot in their mouth a little bit? You would have Albert say something on NeoGAF, and they would spin it all around. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yo, the inventions of DirectX. You don't think we know how to make a system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, eventually Sony's gonna have to lock this guy down with some PR or something, because look, Microsoft isn't doing what they did to get Sony in this position that they're in at winning, which is give them all the bullets. Microsoft isn't giving them any bullets. They got to be sitting there going, holy shit, what do we do? You know what I mean? Because they have no ammo to use against Microsoft. They don't have.
Pretty pathetic, though. This is like saying, yeah, you could use twice the engine power, but only at the 4th gear.
Yeah.
It doesn't. First of all, you have 218 bandwidth to feed 8.4. That does not make any sense.
The math is fuzzy. It's fuzzy as hell.
It's fuzzy
and
math.
it's 16-bit. It loses image quality. There's a reason why they moved from 16-bit to 32-bit. You know, like maybe some games could take advantage of it. Maybe an indie type, like certain types of games. I don't know, but I'm not a developer.
Hey, to all you indie developers out there that just heard what Tim said, and you're like, wow, we are really going to use those 8.4 teraflops for our indie game. Well, man, you guys must be drooling, sitting there thinking what you're going to do with the 12 teraflops you're going to do with Scorpio.
Exactly.
Because, you know, to be honest with you,
they're not going to even do
of course not. Nobody's going to do this.
Maybe
nobody.
One person, you know, that's the thing. It's like I was watching a video. It's actually a very good video by D. And, you know, he was going over how Microsoft could do it, or maybe they could even do it on the 32 floating process, whatever, the FP. Like I said, it's a little over my head. But my take is that nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to use this technology. You know, you have to build it in. You have to know how to utilize it. And there's huge caveats with using 16-bit, you know, using that. You lose a ton of image quality. And now I had asked internally about that, and like I said, Microsoft was like, just a couple of people were like, we're not going to say anything because it's not even used in the industry. It's like, you know, it's maybe it's.
Know what they should say?
Nobody's
know
doing
what they should say though, Tim? Because again, just to drive this home. Okay, yeah, so whatever. Okay, there's still the PS4 Pro is still not more powerful than the Scorpio.
Well, they did that. They did put that advertisement.
I mean, I said, but what I'm saying, but not everybody's
the most powerful console.
Yeah, I know. I had it as a screensaver, but that's on Microsoft's website. I'm talking about for IGN.
They're not. It's like answering somebody. It's like talking. It's silly to even. It was silly that it's been.
You know that. Look at this generation.
Well, listen, it's a play on each other, though, isn't it? We've all been sitting here. Well, I shouldn't say. Well, I'll say myself, and you guys can join in. I don't want to speak for you guys, but I've been saying how biased the media is towards Sony. Okay, and here Tim just said it. They're playing off each other. So the media says, "Now, Mark, look at me in the eyes. This motherfucking Pro's 8.4, isn't it?" And a big smile on him, and he's like, "Oh." You know, technically, same way that if you're envisioning what I'm looking like having this conversation with Cerny, envision that reporter that was talking to Hello Games is Sean Murray, and he was like, "Can we play against each other?" And he's like, "Yeah." So it's the same thing. They're like, Mark, talk to me. Now we got you those little peak schnapps shots that you wanted. We know how that gets the truth serum out of you. Is this thing 8.4 teraflops? It's not really 4.2, right? And they just, well, yeah, technically, that overhead kart racer that was something that Nintendo created 20 years ago. We got that fucker up to 8.4 TFLOPS.
Yeah. And
but my point is and I'm going back and forth speaking with Jez, and Jez brings up some good points. Jez makes a point and says, and Jez will be on Crossfire next week, guys, which I can't wait to have Jez back on. I says to him, he goes, "Why do you care?" And I said, "Why doesn't the media care? Why am I covering this?"
Right.
Cerny basically came out and was misleading to the consumer. It's not that they can't do it,
Microsoft
but they won't do it.
This will be the end of the world.
It's the end of the world. That's all I'm saying. It's not.
Let's be honest. They would have to have a corrective statement. Phil would have to answer about it, and it would all start over there at NeoGAF. There'd be pitchforks out. They'd be like, "Yeah, misleading." The media isn't going to run with the 8.4, like IGN and all they have to keep. They're not going to say it's 8.4. The only person who really reported was Segment Next, and they're kind of a bullshit outlet.
I'm just saying how I heard about it.
Like, whatever.
It was on my YouTube feed.
Shit media, IGN. They're not going to say 8.4 though. They're not going to run with that.
Oh, I know that. I mean, I'm just talking about which is this quote unquote this YouTube community, which is bigger than anything. How things no one goes to IGN. IGN.com.
True.
IGN has a channel here on YouTube, so. This is the number one place for media. And how I found about this is, next gen when I'm exposed videos, the PS4 Pro is in fact 8.4 teraflops for $400. Take that, Microsoft. I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, but see, you know, when Tim said that he was watching a good YouTuber's channel, I thought he was going to say K Mega 405.
I do. I watch you too.
Yeah, okay. But no, but for real, I'm asking the question. Okay, developers are already pressed for time as it is. This sounds complicated. I mean, hearing people talk about it. I heard X5448 and the Don was telling me about it. Sounds complicated as hell. Would the developers have time to break things down from these buses and all of that to make these games?
No.
That's what they have to build it in. That's what I was told. It says it takes time, and that's exactly what I was told. It takes time, and it has shitty image quality because it's 16-bit. So you take a hit, and it's not going to be
even better, Tim. Even better. No one used the ESRAM like it was supposed to. The developers how it was supposed to be used on the Xbox One. Okay,
right.
Now, only like I said again, if this thing was, and I'm not saying like the guy was just downright, but it's not a raw 8.2. Maybe if their exclusives may take advantage of it down the line, but they can't even get the 1080p 60 on fucking a 2-year-old game, Tomb Raider, like or whatever the hell. Like come on, like now, like you're just like this. You guys just you're with those that are preaching this stuff and going, you're putting yourself in the corner and you setting yourself up for these exposed videos and this, that, and the other because just talk about the games. You know what I mean? Don't start talking their secret sauce. Learn from my faults and my Joe Montana. All right, learn from my Montana, Joe Montana. Don't
I'm still mad about that garbage.
Me too.
Yeah, I said, man, I ain't ever listening to this ashy, Larry ass mother. Man, I'm gonna cut every goddamn dread off his head, man. I told homeboys, I was telling family. I said, man, Joe Montana coming.
So was I.
Yeah, man, but it was all good though. Now, because I mean, you know, you just laugh and joke. It was just a mistake, but still, that's the thing right there. Is that I think the biggest problem is not the problem, the benefit if PlayStation fans, the community will start talking about it once they start realizing that Sony is lying to them. They're the ones that's got to get out and start telling their fan base, look, we had enough of this. Until that happens, I don't even know if that's going to help, though. We can talk about it till we're blue in the face. They'll still say, oh, X-Fag, you don't know what you're talking about. PlayStation's the best. Okay, but then you look like a fool again because you're saying these things and you're not going telling your fan base, look, we need better. That's what's going to be the key. If you start seeing the PlayStation community starts to stand up and bring their pitchforks back at Sony, maybe we'll start seeing some real journalism.
And you know what? Listen, K-Mega, the reason you're not going to see that happen is now we can see it. Now with Scorpio, Xbox One S kicking ass, so many games coming out from Microsoft and Sony has none. You see nothing. You see nothing. This would be the time that the pitchforks should be coming out for the Sony fans, and you're seeing that they're going to get underpowered starting now. They're already, even with the Pro coming out, they're already, when you know something is coming in the midst, you already know so the Pro is already underpowered, even though they're like, no, we're going to be the most powerful console for 10 months. You're overpowered. Everybody already knows what's coming out. It's like when you have a quarterback in the NFL, and you know that the kid sitting on the bench that was drafted this year is going to start next year. You're like, man, your shit's over. So enjoy these last couple of games. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Scorpio's on the bench with a fucking rifle for an arm. And the PS4 Pro already looks like the dude who had 14 years in the league. It's over, man. Shit's over with.
You're Fitzpatrick. You're right.
Yeah, you're Fitzpatrick. Go grow your beard. Have a beer on me. You know, my point is.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, my whole point is, okay, Meg, I want to hand it back to you, but I'm saying this is when you said when and where will we see the pitchforks? The pitchforks should be getting sharpened right now, and they should be on their fucking little ferry trains out to Japan on their way right now to fucking complain. The problem is they're not. They're not because
that's the problem. There's everyone's so critical of Microsoft and they're so hands off on Sony that it just keeps going and going.
Right.
If this was Microsoft and this was Sony. Put it this way: if this was all reversed and these games were all coming out for Sony and we were here with no games,
oh my god, we'd be getting killed.
Not even fucking Kingdom Hearts 2.8. I mean, they got nothing. I mean, we would be getting freaking murdered. There'd be antagonistic articles written every day. People would be taking shots. This is all truth, and this is all with this whole thing with. What happened with Cerny, what he said, nobody goes after him because it's all hands off. But, what you guys are saying is true. The Sony fan has to stop hating Xbox fans or what we say about Xbox and this and that. And they should look at the system that they supposedly love and give it a little, tough love, because they don't do that.
Yeah,
and they're falling behind.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give Crap and others that were going after the whole, when the whole PC situation, PC, Xbox thing was going on. Crap at least spoke his mind. You have to respect that.
Yeah,
and that's the thing that you don't see. Everybody's like cattle and sheep over there on the PlayStation end. They ban people for asking legitimate questions in some of these Facebook groups. And then they give you an answer of like, so what? You didn't ask the right question. How is that even logical? Like, if somebody asking a legit question about a certain game, this should be something that everybody should be addressed and have the right to make an opinion and to make a statement back to it if they disagree or if they agree. And that's right there. I'm not comprehending this. Okay, the PlayStation Pro is coming out in a couple of weeks. It's lost a component with no 4K Blu-ray player, and it doesn't have any games that's like is personally for it to show that, hey, it's exclusive. This is what the power is, and people supposed to gravitate to it and say, yay, I want that for $400. I don't get that.
You know what it is?
K-Mega just took a page out of the Encyclopedia Mushtanica when he just said, all right, he did. When he just said the same thing I said to my boy Zaire when I said, Z, don't you goddamn dare buy that Pro. So when you come home, you got nothing to plug it into. There's nothing to play.
I'm very excited about PS4 Fitzpatrick.
Oh,
yes.
But you know what it is though. Just to be fair, just to be honest, Sony hasn't had the the responsibility to more or less to carry the PlayStation 4. It's been the media and it's been the multiplats. They've taken the page right out of quote unquote the Donnie D play, the fourth and long. Here go to Hail Mary to Joe Montana, and which here, check it out. Just be fair, you go both sides of the coin. What's maybe great for us, and they can maybe Sony now no longer will they have the quote unquote the better version of the multiplats, that they are going to have to double down on their own quote unquote IPs.
Well, they're also going to have the VR is going to be. In Microsoft's favor. Now VR, just in general, that's a whole different topic, but I don't really see that this really kicking off. So I even for Scorpio, I don't even think it's a big deal with the VR. At this point, I just don't see VR having the traction that I even thought it was going to get. I mean, I just don't see. I just see VR as just something that, kind of a niche group type thing. It's not going to not be something that pushes the market. I think that AAA titles and what we like right now are going to push the market. And that's the way it's going to be. The biggest game next year is not going to be a VR game. It's going to be Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead by far.
Yeah. You know what's funny too? If Tim didn't actually say VR, that would have been the only time it was mentioned this entire weekend on YouTube. VR is dead. It's a fad. It's a fad.
It feels like it doesn't have that height.
There's no one playing it. It's not even being talked about. No one's doing videos pro or negative on it. You know why? It's a never was. It's a never was.
Now I like that. There. I like that. You take away the mo out and put the was to it. That's good. Just mix that stuff. I like that.
It's a never was.
Never was. But see, that's the problem. Everybody that had common sense knew that this peripheral was not for everybody. And if anybody thought, especially with the PlayStation crowd, that they were going to purchase something when they're already not buying their exclusive games for $60, but you thinking that people are going to just gravitate to this peripheral for $400 or more, it's absolutely insane. They're not going to pay for that.
You know what it is? I think is Sony being cocky is just too much hardware in a small window space. Here it is. Stick to myself. I can afford whatever I want. But even me going out to spend $600 on the whole, or 500 and some change in tax on the bundle, and then $400 on a Pro, like that's like, come on, I still got bills, still got responsibility. That's a lot of moolah within that's just too much hardware right there and there. You know what I mean? It should have maybe spaced it out, got the Pro out first, and then maybe put the V out, the VR out next
What's
year.
the Slim called? What's the Slim? The PS.
It's for the
what,
PS4.
Mooch, who is the quarterback?
Belly
for the
up.
Rams?
That's what it's called. Belly
Who's
up.
the quarterback
floating in the
for
water.
Who's the quarterback for the Rams?
Hey,
Oh my God.
Hey,
That's
you
the
bet. Hey,
PS4.
hey.
Was it
hey,
Keno
oh, no,
or
see,
Geno?
you
I gotta
fucking
get
up
his
to
name.
it, dog.
Keenum.
I got a diss
Keenum.
video coming for your ass. Don't you talk about my Rams now.
Oh, that's right. That's right. K Mega's a Rams fan.
Die-hard Ram fan. Hey,
Do you want that
damn it.
quarterback out?
No, I mean, yeah, Case Keenum should. He had. I understand what sorry ass Jeff Fisher was trying to do, but it's time to bring out the. I mean, I wish Jeff Fisher would be gone, man. He's killing my team. But but it's time to bring Goff out. The team is going downhill right now offensively. Come on, 4 interceptions to the
You got good
Giants.
defense.
Come on, man.
I'll tell you one thing.
Oh, we got defense.
You got defense, man. You really do. A
Yeah,
lot
they
of
do.
fast DBs, and that guy Donald.
Oh yeah, he's a
ridiculous.
monster. I mean, we got great defense, but man, I mean, you know what I'm saying? All we got is Gurley and Tavon Austin and on occasion Kenny Britt. I mean, we need to see what this young lad can do so we can get. Did I say lad? We need to see what this young dude can do and let him get down, man. But yeah, no, don't you dare call any of my Rams a
We
PS4.
can't call. We can't call.
You better
PS4
talk
Slim
about the Jets. Talk about
Oh man, Fitzpatrick.
talk about Fitzpatrick.
And then I guess who's another shit quarterback? The Slim will be. It has to be a real shit quarterback. Geno Smith.
Gino.
Didn't he get his jaw broke?
Geno.
RG3, yeah,
Yeah,
somebody
he did.
stole on his ass, knocked him smooth out for like a
He's
season.
done. He's done.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable. It's sad what happened to him, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And he was good at West Virginia. But anyway, this ain't the sports podcast. Let's get down to some games, man.
Well, I guess moving along from the quote unquote the PS4 Pro. So I haven't talking to you guys.
He
You
does a
rock
little
stars.
more.
No,
I haven't
Crowd's
talked.
gonna haunt me with this shit.
I haven't talked to you rock stars all week with you guys' hectic schedules. You going on tour and then signing autographs. So the Nintendo Switch, is it hit or miss? Were you crap? I know you're kind of
Oh, I'm dancing with that thing, man. That's
I'm buying in on it, Z, because to tell you the truth, there's a couple things they're doing right. What they're doing is they're saying, listen, we're not going to mess with PlayStation and Xbox. You guys, because next PlayStation and Xbox got next generation's consoles coming out in a month. So that's all happening relatively soon. Nintendo's giving you basically their box. Their new box is going to be the equivalent to what an Xbox One S is now, or an Xbox One Fat. And that's good enough because the games they make are a cartoony type game, and it'll still be strong enough to make some deals with third party. Now, the word on the street, and take this with a grain of salt, is that third party companies that they showed everybody all in with them, they're doing the same thing they did with the Wii U. They're saying they're in, but they're on a let's wait and see basis. So they are. They're not making. A lot of third party companies are not diving in head first to make games for the Switch. But if the Switch pulls out 10 million consoles in the first 3 to 4 or 5, 6 months, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, okay, we'll port these puppies over, no problem." So,
not to cut you off, but
no, go ahead, Z.
I had a great conversation today, interview with 3 Kilobyte, JKB, right?
Yep.
And he's more of a Nintendo guy. And I was talking to him, and just not even looking at the glasses as being half empty or half full. You're right. This Tegra custom processor, it's not be as on par graphically with the quote unquote with the not even the Scorpio, nowhere near the PS4 Pro, or not even the PlayStation 4 Slim. Okay, but then they're saying that they have these multi-plats. I mean, people were jumping up and down by Skyrim, but the hell, that goddamn game was only 360. That's I'm not even trying to be Debbie Downer here, but they're saying that we're going to be able to get our big third-party multi-plats. I don't see how they're going to do that with you take a game like the Division, you understand, always online. Like, I still walk away with more questions than answers than anything. Like, am I going to?
Yeah, it's gonna have LTE coverage.
Yeah. What's there? I have still a lot of questions. Even with the card, even I'm using cartridges. You look at the new Call of Duty. It's like 100 some odd gigs. What are those cartridges, like 60 gigs or whatever the case may be? What type? Is it going to be the same thing as them getting the Wii version of Madden, the short butts version, the kid that ate lunch with the helmet on it? Are they going to get that type of Madden, or is it going to be the same Madden or the 2K that that I'm used to playing. You know what I mean?
Well, it looks like the 2K that you used to play though from the video, but like
Man,
you
it
said,
looked like shit. No, the hell with you. That looked like shit.
it didn't look that bad. It looked like
It didn't look that bad, man. You just hate Nintendo, man.
No, that should look like double dribble. I don't know what the hell that was.
No. Listen, if they can get, here's a couple of things for me to buy. If they can get sports games on it, if they can get the basketball and Madden,
They gonna have it.
you got me pretty much gonna buy that because sometimes I'm mobile, sometimes I'm around. If I could, and I love Madden, you know, I play 200 hours a year.
I want the real one though. I don't want the cell phone version though.
Yeah, I don't want the one. It didn't look that bad. I also have a concern about that little controller.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, what the who? That's not what I'm saying. That's not 2K. That's I got hands of a fucking.
I don't understand how to use that.
Yeah,
the
that's not.
The D-pad's a fucking pimple.
Well, you guys can use the Pro controller or
That's
just
what I'm
keep
saying.
it in. Yeah, I mean they're saying that it's portable. Like if you're with your buddy and you have it and you both want to in a pinch or whatever, you can use it. Yeah, like to me, they were selling versatility. They get stuff like there's that Gremlin again. If you wanna play, it looks like it's gonna get Skyrim and stuff to play, which is cool. I mean, that's cool stuff. Hope they have an achievement system, but I mean, overall, I buy Nintendo stuff for Nintendo games.
I'm starting to think that they're not going to have that achievement, which I was looking forward to as well.
Well, no, they say they got a lot of stuff to show off, a lot of unannounced stuff coming.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, just look at it like this. I'm not again trying to be Debbie Downer. You have no matter what Nintendo says, you are in the console business. The Sony and Microsoft are your competition. Not everyone has quote unquote disposable income to be able to own two platforms, two consoles. So you have a big console about to launch in 2 weeks, right? You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, Z. I gotta stop you right there. I got a pizza guy delivering shit in a BMW with his hat backwards. Get out of here, man. Listen, I got news for you.
We're
talking about $299 over the course of. We got to stop with all that. A lot of people are like, I'm a gamer. $299 for 10 years of service? Fuck you, Nintendo. No, you can't say that, man. Come on.
No, that's what I'm saying. Hear me out. What I'm saying is that you don't have people can't afford. Some people can't afford to have multiple consoles. Look at poor Amaziago. He's still playing on the PS2, right?
He probably played on the
okay. What I'm saying, so gamers want the new hot tech or whatever. Whether the PS4 is 8.4 or whatever, you should be out there. This console comes out in 5 months, or 5 to 6 months. You know what I mean? And they should be, we should know everything about the consoles. So you know what? Maybe this may push me off from me buying the quote unquote the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One S or that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Well, they're real quiet. So
they are real quiet about it. But remember, they're not. They are in the spectrum of being somewhat quote being in the console type of thing. But they're Nintendo. Nintendo touches everybody, man. Look, they touches everybody's heartstrings, man. Everybody that's had the experience with any Nintendo game goes back to that nostalgia and say, "Damn, I remember Metroid. Damn, I remember Mario. Damn, I remember Kid Icarus, Rygar. All these games from way back then."
Hey, yo, you know what? And when I played that, you're absolutely right. When I played that Wii U, it reminded me I got a blowjob from a toothless hookler. I'm not talking
about the Wii U. I'm not talking about the Wii U.
Nintendo in itself, and that last the Wii U left a nasty fucking taste in my mouth.
Well, maybe I'm lucky and unfortunate because I didn't buy that piss water. I didn't want it. I didn't want it. It was my daughter got it from her mom's family, the Wii, and I played it for a couple of times, and that shit is sitting in the attic.
Even with the Wii,
it was a gimmick. I wasn't interested in it, but I'm saying the last console that I had in my home that was Nintendo was the GameCube. I wasn't going to waste my time with the Wii U or with the Wii. This system right here looks quality, just in a sense because they're not trying to go say, look, we want to have super graphics. They're going after the mobile market. The only thing Nintendo has to do is lower their standard when it comes to policies. They lower the standard on their policies. Right. They will be absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm. I told JKP that today. I said, look at YouTube again, biggest thing ever. And Crap's a Nintendo guy more than probably any of us here. And much as Crap does content, right? It's a shame that, and I was talking to the guy JKP that Nintendo doesn't really have a presence here online. You don't see the boogies or the
People are afraid to talk about it. You can't.
Well, regardless of it's a business. You know, you can see what it is. It's a business, but again, it's free advertising. I'm saying crap. You guys get it here because thanks to you, Mooch, I went out and got me an Xbox One. You're up here talking about their product. It's free advertising. You don't have to shit a $30 a $30 million commercial. That's what's up. Nintendo, you have to evolve. You understand? It's okay to
have to be less restrictive.
I think this is, but you know what, though, Z? This is the first step in the right direction for Nintendo. First of all, number two, they are going after the mobile market, and guess what? I hate to say this, but Japan is all mobile. They didn't latch.
They'll eat it.
Yeah, they didn't latch onto the PS4, but guess what? All the 3DS people out there, they're all going to buy this because now they've got something that's a little bigger than a 3DS, but they can play console quality games on the go.
Yeah.
And this is what I said on Nick's podcast yesterday. I said, if Nintendo does the thing with the policies, and if they have any type of digital backwards compatible games, they don't need to do anything else. They're straight. They don't even have to worry about the third party. The third party is just only the icing on the top. You know what I'm saying? That's it. If you can get any of those old games from back from the Wii U on up to the very first NES, it's a wrap next gen.
Well,
it's over. They will sell like hotcakes, man.
Didn't they say there's no backwards compatibility?
Yeah,
Not with physical, because there's no physical disc slot. So
you're saying digital marketplace, maybe?
Digital, yeah. They're saying that there's a possibility with digital games or whatever.
So what if you own, like, let's say you own a Wii U game? Is there going to be a way or are they going to charge you?
If you own a digital version, it's possible they could do it.
You know, they were always a console, or they were always known for backwards compatibility, but I think it's a pretty big move by them to move away from
They have to evolve.
The good news is nobody owns a Wii U, so they're not really screwing that many people.
Yeah, they're not pissing off a lot of people.
I think with Nintendo, and, you know, we have a bunch of YouTubers here, you don't hear people talk about Nintendo because people are afraid to talk about Nintendo. Because when you talk about
they're like Mooch's goons when it's Mooch
you can make $1. I mean, I've heard crazy stories, like guys that had 10 followers and they made something, and Nintendo will go after you, and they will, you know, and to me, I think they have to lighten that up.
Yeah,
but Nintendo needs to be a part of the YouTube community. They need to be taken in, and they need to be talked about. You can't, like you said, you really can't find a Nintendo YouTuber or somebody. I mean, I watched something the other day, and some guy was like, "I can't even talk about it because if I talk about it, I'm going to get in trouble."
So that's what initially what I'm trying to say here. All of us are in our 30s, all right? You know, probably sucking from erectile dysfunction, whatever the fuck the case was.
Kid, bring your grandma on over. I'll show her.
Hey, listen, but I say that to say this. You know what I mean? And when I get teased to say that who buys Nintendo platforms for Nintendo games, I remember when Nintendo had all the great games, Double Dragons and all this stuff right here, and I don't understand why we can't hold Nintendo to the same standard as a Microsoft or a Sony. Could you imagine if that was Microsoft that came to E3 with one goddamn game, just Gears of War 4?
They're just different though. Next gen, they're just different. That's why they can get away with it.
I don't usually let anybody off the hook, but K-Meg is right. I gotta say they're just different. Like, why is it people can go, I'll take a Coke or I'll take a Pepsi, but if you give me that RC Cola, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, they're just different, and there's nothing to be said about it. It's still a cola, but it's not the same. This is a gaming system, but it's not the same because it does. Listen, it does. We don't want to talk about it, but it does cater to mainly younger folks. Okay,
well,
that's the way. That doesn't mean.
In this case, people who want to play games on the move.
It doesn't mean that older people can't enjoy it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm definitely going to try it out and check it out. But I mean, what I've always said is the reason I'm first and foremost getting it day one is not even because my kids are asking for it. If I walked into my family right now and kids were getting the Switch, they'd be like, "What'd you catch?" You know what I mean? Like, nobody would even know what the Switch is. You know what I mean? Like, my point being is, like, you got to understand that the Switch, this is something that I want them to be in tune with because Nintendo is nostalgic. I want them to be a part of Mario and Metroid and Zelda and learn all the, like, that's not, those names are still so powerful in young people. They're still all about Mario and Zelda and all that stuff. So if Nintendo is going to take the step forward and put these games out, which we're going to get Zelda day one, I think you get to go home. It's not going to be in the box.
Cool. I mean,
you're going to go home and get a game like that. It's worth it.
Okay,
I'm not feeling that Zelda now. I'm going to get it day one.
Come on, K-Mega.
Zelda.
Nostalgia's a hell of a drug.
It is, bro, but I'm not getting that Zelda. That Zelda looks filthy. I'm not. It doesn't really make me think of Zelda.
Okay, okay. Listen to this. Check it out. Hey, Mooch, you said you hit on a lot of great topics, right? But what I'm saying is just being realistic here. We've seen this show before. One of the reasons why the Vita failed because people didn't want to play these. That was supposed to be your console experience on the go. The Chargers, the God of War, and no one wanted to play those type of games on the go. And also the price was $300. You know what I mean? You got to realize this: the 3DS bombed at first because it was $250. Handheld gamers they want to pay $250. So you know this console is not going to be cheaper than $350, $300. No, probably no more than $400. So that console handheld market. Maybe
it's not a handheld though. They're even saying it's a home console.
Well, even if that's
a console output to a TV,
I get it. Okay, even that, fine. If it's a console, if you're going to put it in the console realm to their competitors, which are because you guys are talking about on the go, whether it's the Xbox, Sony and Microsoft are talking about 4K now, and Nintendo you're still behind the goddamn.
Yeah, but they're different though. They've evolved to this. They've evolved to this market.
That's ugly. Come on, man. Come on. Just think about the Nintendo from the 80s.
Okay,
They're not what they used to be.
Let me make this point. Okay, I think this is going to sum it up. All right, the old lady, she don't play a video game worth nothing. I've tried to make her. I've forced her. Like, take this damn controller and play some Mortal Kombat with me. I don't like it. I hate it. Okay, but I showed her the Switch. She told her mom, she told her co-workers, and they were all looking at, that's so cute. I would play that. You know what? They don't play regular traditional video games, but when I go in there and go into the front room or wherever else, computer room, whatever, they'll be in there and they'll be playing the hell out of those mobile phones. Mm-hmm. And that's the market that Nintendo is trying to go after.
But what are those games? Those games are 99 cents.
It doesn't matter.
Even better. Listen,
they're free. They're still if they will buy a console for a 99-cent game, Nintendo has won.
Oh, fine, cool, fine. I give you that. Okay, fine. But also to this, you gotta realize that Maya, Jesus Christ. So anyway, I give you that. Fine. You said they get the handheld people on board with this thing here, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever. It's going to go from home consoles and you're going to go back to handheld. Let me ask you guys a question. You guys said the Nintendo was just different. What Nintendo do you guys? What Nintendo would you prefer? The Nintendo of the old when they had all the games and up to date stuff, or your grandma with Alzheimer's sitting in a rocking chair, wait for her husband to come home and die.
I want them different. I already have a console that's gonna do all the 4K state of the art, melt my face.
You want Mario in 4K, Zelda in 4K?
What's it gonna matter? It's gonna look exactly the same.
No, I mean no. We all seen that. I'm quite sure you've seen that Mario tech demo running in Unreal Engine 4. It looked amazing. Yeah, I mean they have to evolve. We can't I'm not again. They have to. If you don't evolve, that's why Nintendo's have this small market shit that they do now, because you guys say Nintendo people holding the style, but no one's going out there buying that shit anymore.
Yeah, but they haven't been evolving since 2007. They've went to a gimmick.
And look at their install base. And that's what I'm saying. Look at their install base. I don't want Nintendo to go anywhere. I missed it.
At this point, they guessed wrong with the Wii U because people.
Wrong with the Wii U,
yeah,
exactly.
if you look at people's complaints, they're like, "Hey, you guys were onto something with this tablet, but you can't take it anywhere." So now, problem solved. You know what I mean? Like
pretty
for me,
much, and that's what they're gunning to do.
I think the Wii U's big issue was the power. It came out.
I don't think
it just came out at an inopportune time. It was supposed to be. It was competing with Xbox One and PS4, but it really was competing with 360.
Right, and we just had 7, 8, 9 years of the 360. And we were fed up of it.
Yeah, in the game again, it comes down to power, because if the Wii U would have came out and it had Xbox One and PS4 graphics, it is sold in hotcakes.
Why aren't we? You know what I don't understand? Now here's my question: why Nintendo gets a pass? Here's my only question. I'm with Zaire on this point. Okay,
but a very wealthy company, very wealthy company.
Well, absolutely. But why is it that Microsoft comes out with the VCR Xbox One Fat and we get all that shit for 3 years, but Nintendo makes one hell of a toaster in the Switch? And people like, I can't wait to have that toaster on my entertainment center. I was like, what?
Give me my Mario.
That thing doesn't fit anywhere in a like decent stack entertainment. So that thing's got to sit right next to your TV, and people are gonna come over and be like, Yo, what the hell are you cooking in that shit? That's a strawberry Pop Tart.
Fucking
You know what I mean? Like,
I agree. It doesn't.
And that's a big handheld. That's a big handheld.
Tim, you know I'm screwed. Where am I going to put it?
You're going to buy like a treasure chest or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
No way you're putting that out.
I'm
not putting that. No way that's going out. No way.
Put a pillow over it.
All those pieces, and you can't find other pieces. There could be controllers, all these different parts and stuff. I don't know, man. I just don't see this thing taking off.
It sucks that they haven't. I understand where you're coming from. You want them to be
evolve. It's okay to do what you do.
Evolve and to be with the next generation stuff and have Unreal Engine melt your face Mario, which would be cool.
But if they don't, Tim, they're gonna go.
Like they really have been so.
They aren't going anywhere. They just made 600 million off of Pokemon Go.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about
but Zaire.
They're gonna have
Zaire.
a following in Japan.
But Japan, they come on.
Zaire,
It's going to be really big in Japan.
Yes.
See, answer me this question though. Like, what's a movie that you've enjoyed recently that's not a mainstream movie? Like, what was a movie? But I don't care if you just saw it on Blu-ray or you went to the movies.
Debbie Does Dallas, Pornhub.
Okay, yeah, well,
That's an awful movie.
You watch that old shit? Good God.
good
That
God.
Love you for my honesty.
But no, Z, give me a movie that you watch a lot of movies. What's a movie that you've seen that's not AAA that you love?
The Luke Cage series. The Luke Cage. I won't love it.
All right, great. So Luke Cage, right now, great example. Luke Cage is not getting the Michael Bay money, right? Yeah. It's not this AAA like boom blasting. Luke Cage is the character from Halo series, okay, but nobody knows him outside of that. People are like, wow, a new actor coming up in the ranks. I got to check this out. My point being with all this is this. But my point is this, okay? If people can start to like shows like Luke Cage or Stranger Things or other shows that are on Netflix that nobody's ever seen some of these people before, then there's room. The AAA movies in this case is Xbox One and PS4. But then you've got the Luke Cages and the Stranger Things, which is still warming people's hearts and getting everyone to sit down and watch it. Like even The Walking Dead. Walking Dead is big today. The Walking Dead 6-7 seasons ago was not what it is tonight. Yeah. So my point is that Nintendo doesn't have to be the AAA movie. There's still a lot of people that give a shit about those other movies that mean something. You know what I'm saying? So these games mean something. You know what I'm saying?
They don't, and they software sells well.
Right.
It has a high attach rate, higher than the Xbox and the PlayStation 4. They're exclusive. I get it, but again, it's the hardcore diehard Nintendo fans that go out and buy it. It's not the casual. You understand? And that's what, whether we like it or not, that's what propels this industry forward. Because how great Gears is or Halo, they're going to chart for that first month. If they're lucky, the second month. But after that, you're going to see those same 10 multiplats: Minecraft, 2K, Madden, Destiny, Division, yada 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 yada. You know what I mean? Again, the exclusives don't hold the punch like they once did. You know what I mean? Multiplats, because again, they come out every 4 to 5 months. And what I'm saying, and again, I'm not saying that I want Nintendo to fail, because I think I'm a gamer, and that's a less option for me. I just want them to evolve. It's okay to do what you do, but you also have to offer the things that your competitors have. They have to cover all bases. You know what I mean? Because maybe everybody can't afford
third-party support. I don't think they're gonna have. They're not gonna have Witcher 3. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know.
Or they're gonna have Red Dead, or are they gonna get a Grand Theft Auto game?
Dude, nobody's gonna buy that shit because they don't. Look, I'm going to tell you, look, the DS, and then why would you buy it on that when you're going to fucking buy it on the Scorpio?
Because I'm a gamer. Listen, when I bought my Wii U crap, I didn't buy Mario for me. I bought Assassin's Creed. I bought Tekken 10.
Well, what they're thinking is that people are going to want to take their game out and play mobile, which that's going to.
Well, wait a minute.
That's going to have people, but it's not going to have everyone.
Tim, you just made a good point that I didn't think about. Think about this, Z. Whether you're a mobile guy or not, let's just pretend for 24. I know you're not, but let's just say for 24 hours you are. Someone cast a spell on you. All of a sudden you're like, I can't wait to go outside and play this video game. Yeah. So for 24 hours you do that. You could take a Mario game out, right, and just jump around and it's left, right, jumping up and down, like this, that. But you don't want to take like you're not going to take fucking Halo or Gears of War outside. There's too much shit going on. It's too intense. It's an easier game. Nintendo makes generally easier games.
But isn't that the appeal of it?
Yeah, jumping around and goofing around.
But I thought that was the appeal of it when they were showing Skyrim on the go. I just said that was the knock against the Vita. And the video show don't want to play those complex games on the go. They just wanted to.
Who's gonna get it?
I'm
buying
gonna buy it.
I'm
I'm gonna
getting
buy it. You know,
What
what
do
I
you
mean,
guys
Everybody's gonna buy it. This
expecting
thing's
to pay?
this
What are you
thing's gonna sell a
expecting to
shit
pay?
ton.
I'm gonna buy it
expecting
from strength of YouTube. I mean, I'm a content creator to talk
So
about
if it's
it.
$3.99, are you guys gonna be pissed
Well, wait.
or not?
Why don't you ask this question, Tim? Then ask the question because now see, Zaire made a good point in saying what he said. He said, "Well, $2.99." It's not about getting it because you're a YouTube. I'm getting it because I want it, not because I got to speak about it. You know what I'm saying, Z? There's a difference. I understand you're getting it for business, but like, if you said I'm not doing YouTube, you know, starting in 2 months.
I wouldn't see. I had to see that. Like I said again, I got burnt with the Wii. I got burnt with the Wii U. I don't want to feel like again that I'm taking a step back.
I want to know what I'm getting for my trade-in for my Wii U and my games because I'm trading all that shit.
Oh man, you're getting a handshake and a God bless.
What I'm saying basically, I bought the Wii U day one. I just don't want to feel like I'm taking. I'm asking to have God of War on the NX. I'm just asking for the basic.
I do think Tim has made a good question because I interrupted him. I want to bring it back and hand the mic to Tim. Tim asked, would $3.99 be too much? I do think $3.99 would be stepping on some toes at that point.
So at the most, they could charge $3.49.
Yes,
$2.99, $3.49 max, and that's shit. That's got to come with something. Holy crap!
I was telling you guys, the Wii U is still $300. I don't see this thing probably. It's about $400. That's a lot of parts. It's a lot of plastic. It's a lot of parts. You got the
they're saying this thing is going to be pretty. It already leaked that there's going to be a $2.99 version. So
if there's a $2.99 version, I think you're in good shape. Yeah, because you can't have Scorpio coming out in 10 months with 6.7 teraflops and 1.32 gigawatts, and having all this shit coming out for 400. You know what I'm saying?
Just look at the facts. They're saying they're basically using the internals of the NVIDIA. Whatever the hell that thing. Yeah, but they're just using
8.
Yeah, so they're basically just recycling this old part. Not only that, but there's no disk drive on this thing. There's no internal hard drive on this thing.
Right.
So it's not going to, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to cost people an arm and a leg. It's not an OLED screen. You know, this thing is going to be cheap. I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility to see a $249 price point.
Wow,
well,
crap,
there's something to be said about how much the cost of that tablet's going to. That tablet is, you know, I mean, think about it. I mean, even though Apple and Samsung and all these other companies are taking advantage of it.
Get a tablet for $59. I mean, it might not be as good as that stuff, but shit, come on.
Yeah, but that tablet you're talking about is like a Kindle. That thing is meant to read on, and then you throw it away.
Yeah, but here again, even the tablet or the Wii U costs more than the actual goddamn console.
$299 is respectable.
Yeah, $299 is where it's price.
But what about the because again, Nintendo's saying this is their 9th generation offering, and we know how this generation has been with the whole, you know, the digital finally side by side, or they just gonna, you know, because you know, I do like the fact that in the commercial that they advertise towards adults, besides that black guy in the back of that van. I don't know what's up with that, but the Scooby-Doo van. But they were advertising to adults, and I didn't see that, you know, the family on the couch and playing Mario Party. I'm sick of that shit there. But you
they
know,
advertise with kids on a school bus or whatever playing out and putting the kickstands up. Basically, yeah, but they're going after the younger. To the, you know,
those are millennials.
The millennials.
Yeah, they are going after that crowd. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I got news for you. That's a good crowd it's a good crowd to go after. You know what, Tim? If you ask a millennial what savings is, they'll be like, "Oh shit, is that when you turn the clocks back and forward?"
Yeah.
Well, I don't like gaming. I do kind of like gaming sometimes. We'll just say on a tablet or a phone, but I don't. For me personally, that's its biggest selling point is that, let's just say you have a friend that does it, you could take it, you can play NBA 2K. You're getting basically a PS4 or an Xbox One on a mobile device like that. That's its big say. For me, I don't know if that's enough to buy it for myself, but I'm gonna end up buying it just for my family because I know my nephews play it and stuff like that. But for me personally, if I didn't have that, I don't think I would get this because I don't. You gotta. Are you a type of guy like that likes to game mobilely, or do you want to? If you go to a park, I don't want to go.
No,
I'm not taking this thing with me. I'm playing it at home.
Listen, Yeah. Listen, your brothers. I've been shot 9 times. I can't afford to walk around the street with my face glued to the street. I can't. I'm sorry.
You better move your ass out that neighborhood.
I live in the suburbs now, but even where I live at, my black
I mean,
ass,
that's what I see.
can't do
You're
it.
playing a game of fucking. Let's just say you're playing NBA 2K 17, and you're playing, and now you gotta go, and you want to take it, and you go to your friend's house. You play it there on their, that's what I see the big sell of that is. Like
the couch co-op thing, that thing that kind of went out with the WAP though, with the 80s, that couch co-op stuff.
I mean,
I still do the WAP. What you talking about, bro?
It's probably gonna be.
Man, you got a few Italians in there. Easy with that WAP
exactly.
shit. Easy with that shit. Let's not get that 1920s vibe going again.
Oh shit! See, hold on.
All right, we built those buildings in New York. Come on, now.
Listen,
that's
you're from New York. You don't know what the hell the WAP is. You don't know what the WAP is. You're from New York. That's the Bismarck.
Yeah, that's the Cool J.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Damn, I got to explain it.
Yeah, that's the WAP.
Hey man, we're sending the goons over there with the hammer to the toes, man. I don't see
Yo, that's great, man.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I was listening to you, Tim.
No, I mean, like, that's the big selling point. I mean, obviously they're exclusives too, but I don't know. For me, I don't know if that's a big enough selling point. You know what I mean? Like, I might get it if but the biggest, I'm gonna get it but that's because I know my nephew plays it, and probably my kid will play it, and it's pretty cool. But if you're gonna get it personally, like, is it really that big? Is it a big sell to you guys to go play and work or lunch during or whatever, or whenever you can?
No, listen, I gotta say this, and I know I get shit for it. And K Mega, since you're in the middle of the country for all practical purposes, I want you to be the, you be the voice of reason here. But
all right.
Nobody in the world on the East Coast, let's put it this way, north of the Mason-Dixon line, is pulling out one of those tablets in their office, being like, "Oh no! You guys go ahead without me. I'm stuck on Mario level 3-2." That shit is not gonna happen. I'm telling you right now. Now, if they're doing it over in Cali, I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like a lot of people. Yo, look at. I don't know what they're doing. Look at you think I'm joking? I got a friend of mine worked for Apple, and he told me about his day. And this man had the gall to tell me before he went to work he caught a quick surf.
Oh, no.
He caught a quick surf. I said, "What do you mean by surf? You mean surf and turf?" He said, "No, I caught some waves and I went into work," because he goes, "Apple has a very open policy. You can go in at noon. If you don't have a meeting in the morning."
That, though.
Yeah, you can go in at noon, but you got to work. You got to work till like 10, 11 at night.
GoPro was like that.
New York guys go to the fucking deli and get a fucking gyro.
New York guys we stand in line.
They go smoke a tube and fucking jump in the beach.
They do. That's what they do. They're like, "Yeah, this saltwater is great." They frolic. They frolic in the ocean. Listen, my point is this: we over here in New York, what we do is we go get a deli sandwich at lunch and complain about how the Mets can't fucking win a ball game. That's what we do over here. I'll be honest with you. People want to hear me bust balls. I'll bust balls about New York. All we ever do over here is bitch and complain because it's fucking cold as hell.
But it's true though. We don't do, like, I know people from Cali. They do that on their lunch.
They do.
Like they go and they surf and they come back. In New York, you go on lunch. You go to a fucking. You get a deli, a sandwich, and you fucking eat like a fat.
Go uptown.
Yeah, you eat it, and not just that, you eat like a son of a bitch. You like choke on the sandwich because when you walk back into work, your boss is like, "Where the hell you been?" You're like, "Eating." You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. But over, like I said, I'm telling you, I have a lot of my friends all went from East Coast. They all live out on the West Coast, and all they ever tell me about is how, like, they surf, they rollerblade, they snowboard, or they skateboard, the
boardwalk.
Yeah, they board. Like, I mean, you don't understand. When I'm like, "Are you going to work? Are you on like 365-day vacation?" They're like, "That's what's great about here, like a vacation." Yeah. I'm like, "What?"
It really is, though. It's
like you saw the Nintendo commercial. The girl sitting there in her apartment. In New York, that would have been the end of the commercial.
Yeah.
Here they're like, you know what I'm saying? But now they're like, "Come on over to my roof. We're over here. We're grilling on my roof."
Yeah.
What?
That's the reason why this is the reason why they don't show commercials based in Oklahoma or anything like that. Because no, I mean, the fact of it is that, okay, yeah, you got some bougie people that might get on a roof or some shit, but 9 times out of 10, we stay on the ground. And instead of, I guess, making it look all elegant and, being on top of a roof playing the game, you would out here, if you did the commercial Oklahoma, you'd be in a Ford or a Chevy pickup, dirt dogging, playing that shit, and that just wouldn't look right. And everybody's muddy and every damn thing, or they fishing or hunting or some crazy shit. So it just, you know what? I just wanted just to have it because it's kind of like that console that
I don't know about you guys. At the end of that Nintendo commercial, I wasn't thinking I needed a Switch. I was thinking I need to switch my location. I got to live over there.
They're looking like they
who the hell is smiling that much on a rooftop playing with some other ladies on the other roof? Who does this?
Yeah, if there was too much sunlight, hell, I'd still be at work if it was that case out here. Hell,
it's daylight savings over here. We're about to switch. It's about to become. It is pitch black here at 4:30 at night. Come next week.
That's fuck that. You know what? No.
It sucks.
It's the worst, man. You got people,
no wonder y'all some cranky bastards.
Oh, hell yeah.
It sucks in New York. It's either in the summer, it is, and we're going a little bit off topic, but in the summer, it is humid.
Yep.
It's like Florida humid.
Okay, now, hold on, wait a minute. Now, see, this is what cracks me up. Like, I got, Newark, he stays in Texas now, but he's from New Jersey and Sim and all them. And they sit there and they be like, it's 88 degrees. It's hot as hell. I'm laughing like a motherfucker. Like, what the hell you talking about, man? It's 110 out here. What are you talking about, you? You know what I'm saying? So,
is it humid or is it dry?
Is it dry or humid?
We've all of a sudden for the last couple of years got that Mississippi swamp-like humidity. It's crazy.
Listen, the swamp, that's what we get. We get up here. The minute you walk outside of your house, when you walk outside of your house in New York in the middle of July, at that point in time, your clothes are now wearing you. You ain't wearing your clothes.
Yeah, no, that's how it's been these last couple of summers. It's been stupid. Like, and then you have 105-degree temperature. Like, damn, like how are we even doing this? But I mean, we just accustomed to it because the weather out here in Oklahoma is bipolar.
How's the winter?
Out right now?
Very cold, right?
No, hell no. It's like 70 degrees out here.
Like
tomorrow it'll be like 44. Then the next day it'll be like 85 degrees. It's just bipolar out here.
Like far snow. Do you guys get snow?
Huh? What'd you say?
Do you get snow?
Do we get what?
Snow.
Oh yeah. But see, this is the difference between you killers out there. Like there were some people out there from the East Coast that came move out here, and we were like, man, we get like 5 inches, like 2 or 3 feet of snow. We shutting the state down. Like it's too much.
2-3 feet of snow. My boss is like, what took you so long to get to work?
Yeah, kids don't go to school, nothing. But that's what I'm saying. So it's that's what I'm saying. It's just really different. But
listen, you didn't say Jay wasn't singing Hard Knock Life because it's fucking easy over here. All right. I'm just being real with you guys.
Well, you're upstate New York, right?
Yeah.
We even get more snow. Yeah, I'm like 2 hours north of the city.
Like 2 years ago at Buffalo, it had 6 feet of snow, and they were like.
Oh, but listen, Buffalo, man, Buffalo's they're catching that drift from the Great Lakes. Like any day now, they're gonna get like, I'm not joking either. People think I'm kidding. They're gonna get like 4 or 5 feet any day now.
Wow.
You got to put chains on the wheels.
But Buffalo's like 5 hours from me. That's nowhere near me.
Hey guys, hit that like button, man. Just hit that like button.
Before we get out, I wanted to talk about the Forza Horizon 3 sales. Estimated 382 units for the first. 382,000 for the first week retail. Like that's big for a racer. You don't think?
That's retail. That doesn't include all the. Everyone I know bought it digital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's VG charts too. Hey, crap your bottom.
Oh, that's VG charts. I'm looking at. I'm on Info. After they had some official numbers there. But I do think overall that Forza Horizon is going to chart.
I think Forza's crashing 1 million easy.
I think it charted. It charted 9 on MPD. It did well.
Yeah. Well, I think it's in my opinion. I think it's going to be probably about the best selling of the series. Probably because of the HDR hype and
plus all these games need to sell. Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Those. A lot of games are bought in November.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, the crazy deals. You got Target buy 2 get 1 free. Said Toys R Us.
Z, you know this. You know what's going on right now, right? Best Buy. Right now, this week, if you go in and buy, I think it's over a certain threshold, but if you buy any TV over a threshold, which is, by the way, the woman in front of me yesterday bought a what was it, Z? The 8000 series, the one that you picked up, or 8500, 65 inch, you get a free Xbox One S.
That's sick.
And Mooch, you should
All
go
week.
to like white on rice. Jesus Christ, that's how much is the TV? Like $1,000 now?
What's that?
How much is like $1,000?
That's like $1,000. That's like $1,000. Yeah.
TV,
Yeah.
like I said,
That's a great
65-inch KS 8000. This family in front, like I said, this woman and her kids, and they bought this, and they had a choice. They could get the Xbox One 500 gig with I think it came with the Minecraft one for free, or for $50 they could get the 1 terabyte Gears or Madden.
Wow.
See, that's the whole thing with that 4K.
Yeah, man.
And the 4K boom that's gonna come. You know, you're talking. Let's take your TV right now, Zaire. This is a K9000. It's an excellent TV. Okay. By the time the Scorpio comes out, let's say the Scorpio comes out in November, 2017. And
Yes.
let's say it's Black Friday. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Black Friday, a lot of times at like PC Richards or Best Buys, they'll sell older models. You could probably get a K9000 next year for freaking $600 with an Xbox One. You know, or $600 in addition with the Scorpio.
If we
You
can
gotta buy
find them,
Scorpio.
they
You could
gonna,
probably buy that for $500.
they're going to dump them off the market. It's going to be
The
the thing.
point being is you get
dirt cheap.
a sick TV next year,
Cheap.
or these TVs are going down and they're going to be cheap. So and they're all 4K, so
HDR.
you're going to be set if you have an Xbox Scorpio, or you even an Xbox One, you're set.
Yeah.
And if you want to get a Pro, you're pretty much set with there, but you don't get for whatever
Okay.
reason.
Well, you know,
Jamie, that UK player. For some
Jamie
reason.
Moran's got his predictions out on the 2 bundles for $299 and $399. The only thing I don't agree with him is, and tell me if unless I'm in the minority, he's thinking it's tablet and Joy-Cons for $299, then tablet dock, Joy-Cons, and grip for $399. I think that dock's coming with it. Whether the dock's in both packages, you have to let the people dock it to a TV. You can't just sell just a tablet.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
I think the bundle probably come with a Pro controller or something.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking $399 will come with the Pro controller.
Maybe the game or something like that.
Nah, you ain't getting the game. Not Nintendo.
Oh no, Nintendo always packs in a game.
Not the Wii U.
Yeah, they came with Nintendo Land,
Zombie.
Oh yeah, well that's a game, I guess.
and it came with and then the Wii came with Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Again,
Fantastic, just
that's-
absolutely brilliant on their part.
Brilliant. Grab goes brilliant. I love that.
I was playing the bowling. Yeah, I was playing bowling.
That
like
bowling.
crazy. Yeah.
Oh, who was it, man? That was like phenomenal. That was
Bowling
like,
and tennis.
yeah. Hey, hey, lightning in a bottle about to happen again. Lock it in.
Hey, I agree, man. I think this is going to get, especially this is going to take away from the PlayStation market, man. I really do, man. It's going to hurt.
Hey, anybody that's already has a PS4 and they're like, damn, I don't know, man. What's the point in getting this PS4 Pro? I know it's a little mo, but I can just wait. I can just wait, 4 or 5 months and get a completely different Nintendo system and that Zelda that looks hot. So I think a lot of people are going to be in on that. I mean, look, as much as we liked everything that maybe if you're a Microsoft fan or a Sony fan that they showed at E3, from what I heard, there was one big game at E3 that blew both of them away, and that was that Zelda game that had lines like all day. You
think he really thought that Zelda blew away Gears of War 4 and 4?
Oh, no, hey, listen, I'm not saying for me personally. I'm saying the media and that what I heard. Hey, Tim,
Zelda was
you were there. I heard that there was like a full
line
like a queue all day, like an all-day queue to get to play that game.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it to play.
Those were hired actors and a bunch of weirdos.
No. I'm telling you this.
I believe I spoke to Craig Duncan, who's head of Rare. He was telling me he played it. He said everyone that played at E3 was really.
Maybe I just don't get it, man. I'm just not Goo Gaga for Nintendo. I don't know, man. I'm sorry, man. I do apologize, but we shall see. He said, we shall see. I don't know.
And in 9 minutes, we find out who Negan kills. So we got to wrap this shit up.
Who do you think he's gonna kill?
I think he's killing that guy, that guy Aaron, the guy who's a nobody, basically the one that found Daryl.
I think he's killing the kid. I think he's gonna be.
He's killing. He's killing Glenn because that's who died in the comic.
That's the comic, and everybody's had way too long to read it, so that's not happening.
Oh yeah, it's done.
No, because listen, crap. You know why he's not? Because what's his face there? You know Shane, who made it to season 2. In the comic, comic, Shane dies in the episode. The second comic.
I know that they changed things around a bit, but apparently in the comics, like Glenn's death helps his wife become like a huge leader or something. I don't know. So
hey, listen, if it is Glenn, I'm not. I mean, it is what it is. I think they've slowly been making his role diminished over the past season and a half. But I think it's gonna be a nobody. I think it's gonna be that Aaron guy or just somebody that you're like, what was his name again? Oh yeah, the guy Negan killed. Like no one's even gonna remember his name after tonight.
How many seasons are we in? About 8 seasons?
7.
All right, I'm gonna start my binge tonight. I'm gonna
start that shit up. I'm telling you, Z, this is up your alley.
I gotta start watching it too. I mean, I've watched a couple episodes, but I would have to.
Who's
start
caught up? Crap, are you caught up?
No, I'm way
Tim?
behind.
Hey Chanel, Michael was in.
Yeah,
Dog, are you?
I'm 100% caught.
Michael was in Luke Cage.
Yeah.
I'm 100% right. I'm up. My wife, she wants to watch.
Yeah, my wife's like, yo, we gotta get
This is like
this
our
is
thing.
this is like fucking Christmas.
I'm gonna start my what you call it?
I'm hoping the boy
binge
gets
tonight.
it, to be honest.
I don't think it'll be him. He's
Breaking Bad is badass.
Breaking Bad was good, but if you go by the comics and everything, the kid is actually like the savior. He's the he's Neo. Yeah.
I hope he gets killed tonight.
Tim Hope's kid.
Yeah,
I don't like
he is annoying. Yeah.
All right, well.
Game of Thrones is still the king, though.
Oh shit.
The Lannisters. But anyway, thank you guys for rocking out with us. Monday, Xbox Beast Fires. Wednesdays, Xbox
Nation.
Thursday, multiplayer podcast. Fridays, Crossfire. Saturday, Gamer versus Gamer. So much shit. And on Sunday
man, you
morning.
better send that shout out to the next podcast, man. You better stop slow playing about us, man.
I'm sorry. The
Killing
next
me,
podcast.
man.
Saturday, Gamer versus Gamer, and the next podcast. And Sundays, morning MCCs. And
MCCs.
Yeah.
I need 20 MCCs stat.
Yes. MC mornings. Rack 'em up.
Out of here. Bang.
Later.
Peace.
Rack 'em
Bacon
up.
grease.
Peace.
Bacon grease.
Media Gaming.